Good afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our New York studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Donald Trump has said the United States must finish the job in Iran while referring to the ongoing U.S.-Israeli operation against Tehran. Speaking during an address in Hebron, Kentucky, Trump said Washington should not withdraw early and must complete its objectives. His remarks come amid rising tensions in the Middle East following recent strikes and growing fears of further escalation involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Analysts say the comments signal continued support for the current military campaign and suggest that Washington may remain deeply involved in the conflict for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says it carried out a joint and integrated missile operation with Lebanon-based group Hezbollah against targets in Israel. According to Iranian media reports, the attack involved missiles launched from Iran alongside missile and drone strikes carried out by Hezbollah. The statement, reported by the Fars news agency, described the coordinated operation as part of ongoing regional tensions following recent military escalation. The development raises concerns that the conflict could widen further as allied groups across the region become increasingly involved. The financial cost of the conflict is also mounting rapidly. A report by the New York Times says the war against Iran has already cost the United States more than $11 billion in just 6 days. Lawmakers were briefed during a closed-door session at the Pentagon where officials said the figure does not include a range of additional costs linked to the buildup before the strikes began. Defense officials earlier told members of the United States Congress that around $5.6 billion in munitions were used within just the first 2 days of fighting. The figures highlight the pace at which the conflict is consuming military resources and raising concerns in Washington about the long-term financial impact. UNICEF has warned that children are paying a devastating price as the conflict intensifies. According to a report by Reuters, more than 1,100 children have been killed or injured in the ongoing violence. The United Nations agency says attacks on civilians and the destruction of essential services are unacceptable and cannot be justified under any circumstances. UNICEF stressed that such actions during armed conflict represent serious violations of international humanitarian and human rights law, and it is calling for urgent measures to protect children caught in the fighting. We now go to our correspondent Sarah William in Islamabad for more on the regional impact of the escalating tensions.
Chris, that governments across the Middle East and South Asia are closely monitoring the rapidly changing security situation. Diplomatic sources say several countries are increasing coordination on air defense readiness and maritime security as fears grow that the conflict could spill beyond its current boundaries. Analysts warn that any further escalation involving regional allies could destabilize energy routes and disrupt global trade. Officials are also urging renewed diplomatic engagement to prevent a wider regional war. For now, governments say their priority is protecting civilian populations and maintaining stability.
Thank you, Sarah. In another development, an attack on oil tankers off the coast of Iraq has left one crew member dead while rescue operations continue. According to Agence France Presse, Iraqi state television reported that 38 crew members have been rescued so far. Farhan Al-Fartusi of the General Company for Ports of Iraq said search operations remain underway for additional missing crew members. Authorities say 2 tankers were targeted in what officials have described as a sabotage attack, although no group has yet claimed responsibility. The United States Department of Energy has also announced plans to release 172 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve starting next week. According to Agence France Presse, the release will take around 120 days to complete based on planned discharge rates. Officials say the move is intended to stabilize global energy markets and ensure adequate supply. Washington has also accused Iran of threatening the energy security of the United States and its allies, a claim that further underscores the geopolitical tensions surrounding global oil markets. And Qatar says Iran launched 9 ballistic missiles along with several drones targeting its territory. Reports by Al Jazeera quote Qatar's defense ministry as saying its air defense systems intercepted 8 of the missiles and all of the drones. One missile reportedly fell in an uninhabited area, causing no casualties. The incident comes amid rising regional tensions linked to the wider conflict involving Iran and its rivals in the Middle East, raising concerns about the potential for further military confrontations across the region. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.